All right, y'all. We all know why we're fat. Everyone knows why you're not losing weight. You know it. Everyone knows soda has calories. You drink it every day. Everyone knows pizza has calories. You eat it whenever you want. Everyone knows burgers, fries, fried chicken, ice cream, donuts, candy. Everyone knows that these items eaten in excess make you fat. We all still eat it. So you already know why you're fat. If you're watching this video and you're fat, you already know why. When I wasn't the leanest version of myself mentally, I consumed like crazy. I'm talking videos, what's the best diet? You know, I would watch every single fitness YouTuber, every single Instagram dude, figuring out the best workouts to burn fat. I would look up all the recipes, try to figure everything out to lose fat. You know, I would look for keto, paleo, Mediterranean, carnivore. I never went vegan, but shoot, even vegan. You know, I've tried all the diets. I've tried all of them. In fact, you could probably ask any guy who's tried diets. They've probably tried multiple diets. Any big guy who's overweight, they probably tried a ton of different diets. And for some reason, none of them ever work. Why is that? I tried, you know, restarting every new year. This year is going to be new year, new me. I've tried all that. You know, when I wasn't the leanest version of myself mentally, I would just switch it up too much. Constantly switch up the plan. One day I'm doing full body. Next week I'm doing biceps and triceps, then bro splits, back, shoulder, and legs. Just a bunch of crazy splits all the time. Every week was a different split. And then, you know, when one week I couldn't hit the gym or didn't want to or got busy, I would just skip the gym the whole week. So when I wasn't the leanest version of myself mentally, all of these things happened, and, you know, I just let it happen. It was a decision I allowed to happen. You know, I would believe I was eating less than I actually was. Go through the process. I would try to track all my calories. Then maybe I have a little snack here and there. I'm cooking. I eat some of the food when I'm trying it. Or make food, have seconds, thirds, overeat to the point where I'm still hungry, so I'm eating. And then when you ever finally stop eating, and then your brain catches up to how much you ate, and now you're completely stuffed and you're uncomfortable because so gluttonous that we're trying to be full before we're done eating. When I wasn't the leanest version of myself mentally, I would just eat for pleasure. So for me, going to a new restaurant every week or going to a new restaurant every couple of days was a hobby. I'll call myself a foodie. You know, oh, I'm a foodie. I'm gonna eat. Oh, I can't eat the same thing every day. I'm a foodie. These are all categories where we put ourselves in. These are terms that we make up for ourselves. They don't define who you are. There's no such thing as a foodie. All right, we don't need a new dopamine hit every single day from a different type of dish. You can have your food taste good and also not eat a brand new meal you've never tried before that in your life, or go to a top 5-star restaurant every evening. There has to be a balance. So I wasn't missing information. I wasn't unaware of what was going on. I just didn't want to accept the information that I had. I was not willing to accept that I had to sacrifice. I could no longer remain a foodie and be healthy. I could no longer debate with myself and also lose weight. So I would choose to remember the good things, because I wanted to feel like I was working hard. So I had a really good workout. I would remember the great workout I had yesterday. I would remember I was sticking to the plan. I had a really healthy breakfast, low calorie, like 400 calories for breakfast, really good. I would remember my consistency. I got my 10,000 steps today, felt good about that. I would remember I had hit my protein goal today. I got 200 grams of protein, which is way too high. You don't need 200 grams, but 200 grams of protein. Man, I really hit my protein goal the last couple of days. Feeling good, man. I'm working hard. And then I disappoint myself when I don't get the results, because I would forget all the other stuff, the bad, the stuff that we always minimize. We always act like never happened. The extra handful of snacks, the pretzels that you pick up on the way to work. For me, I love the chocolate pretzels, right? I used to eat those all the time. Those were one of my guilty pleasures, right? I forget, it's just one time, I'll just have, donut, whatever. They bought donuts, I'm gonna have one at work. I don't remember that. Or the extra sauce. I had a really good salad, man. I gotta put a lot of dressing on this. Bunch of dressing on the salad. That salad was so good, man. So good. 500 calories. Just the salad. And you didn't only eat the salad. Oh man, I had a really good, I had a really nice healthy meal. I had chicken breast and everything. Bunch of barbecue sauce. Or I had hibachi. Oh yeah, hibachi is healthy, man. They use chicken breast. It's good protein. It's lean. Bunch of oil. Bunch of yum sauce. Sweet soy. All that stuff. 1,000 calories. Don't remember all that. Don't remember the Super Bowl weekend. Man, it's a Super Bowl, man. It happens once a year. Yeah, just have some pizza. We have some ice cream after. Okay, cool. Super Bowl, soda, all that. Eating 3 days worth of calories in one sitting. I remember all that. Oh man, it's a MMA fight this weekend, man. Yeah. Oh, everyone's getting pizza, Domino's. I remember all that. Oh, it's a birthday. Oh yeah, man. I mean, it's cake, man. You gotta have some cake. It's your birthday. Someone's birthday. Every week is someone's birthday. I remember all that. So I only remembered the good stuff, but we never think about the negatives. How many of you can even remember what you ate 3 days ago? I can't. Unless I track it, I can't remember what I ate 3 days ago. I mean, now I can, because I eat the same thing. But if I'm just eating on a whim, can you honestly remember what you ate 3 days ago? It's so interesting, because we, and me included, I was in a mentality where I felt like I was working hard, I'm doing it, I'm working on it, I'm doing it. I'm looking up videos, my brain is constantly thinking about it. But what I actually needed to do to get the results, that was the only thing I wasn't doing. Doing everything else except what I needed to do. And so we all understand the basics of this stuff. Everyone knows you eat less, move more. You go to the gym, avoid unhealthy processed foods like fried foods and junk food and fast food. Everyone knows you gotta do it for a long period of time because you can't lose weight in a week. Everyone knows this, but the inputs that we put in don't match our knowledge. If you knew for 100% fact that if you did this one thing every single day, you'd be a millionaire. Just one thing you have to do every single day and you'd be a millionaire. Would you do it if you had a guaranteed result? My guess is you'd do it. I mean, I know I would do it. Depends on what it is. But if I knew I had to just hit this goal every day, no matter what, do that every day for a year, and I'm gonna be a millionaire. I mean, it sounds like a pretty good deal to me, right? But if you also knew that you weren't gonna see any results for months, would you still stick to that? I mean, if it was a guarantee, if God came down and told me, yes, like, hey, you're gonna get this, who wouldn't do that? But that's the same thing with weight loss. The time is gonna pass anyway. But my mentality was not in a place where I accepted that I needed to just sacrifice what I liked all the time. I couldn't do whatever I wanted to do. I couldn't eat whatever I wanted whenever I feel like it. My flesh wants something, but I couldn't give that to it. I had to deprive it of what it wants. I was looking for a plan where I could still have my cake and eat it too. This is the perfect use of that analogy, because I literally wanted to have my cake and eat it too. You know, I wanted to eat what I wanted on occasion or when I felt like it, and then also work hard and lose weight. No, that's not how it works. And it never is gonna work like that. I don't care how good metabolism you got. At some point, it will come back to bite you. I had to realize that I could no longer decide that I could eat whatever I want, whenever I want. So if 6 times a week, I want to eat something unhealthy, I got to limit that to 1 time a week. If that. 1 time every 2 weeks. I can't do it whenever I want. There's going to be times where I want to, where I don't. And that's going to be most of the time. And so accepting that inconvenience was the first step to me realizing, or to me becoming the leanest version of myself mentally. Because now I've just accepted the inconvenience. Okay, cool. The rest of my life, I'm no longer going to just indulge. Practicing that discipline muscle is what makes it stronger. So I can no longer afford to just indulge. When I get to my goal, I'm not gonna just continue to indulge. When I get to where I need to be, I'm still gonna be on this path, because it's a never-ending path. It's a health path. You know, that's just how it is. And so knowing what to do is always gonna feel productive, y'all. But at the end of the day, the actual work is very, very boring. Very boring. And it's not necessarily what you want it to be, because you're not gonna see the results quick. And knowing all the science and figuring out exact knowledge on everything feels like maybe it's you're working towards your goal because you're focused on learning every aspect of it. But when push comes to shove, you don't need any of that stuff. You don't need any of it. All you need is the action, the inputs. What are your inputs? And do you have those inputs every day? Are you tracking those inputs so you can remember them? I made that shift, and immediately it was a different mentality. I wasn't waking up every day hoping for results. I just lived my life, and as time goes on, the results started to come. And I'm not waiting for this day to come that I hit my goal and I can finally go back. No, this is just my life now. So as my life continues to pass on, I'm only going to get better because I'm going to continue the actions that it takes. I don't have a end date for this. Time is going to pass anyway. So no matter what, when that time passes, I'm slowly going to get closer to my dream goal. And so really what I wanted to get across here is doing the action without expecting the results is gonna get you to where you need to be. It's like, I like to think of it as, charity, right? If you're doing charity, I'm a devout Christian. If you are giving to the homeless, right? You don't do that expecting to get something back in return from them. Like, yeah, they say what goes around comes around, but good people aren't good because they're expecting to get something back. They're good just because that's who they are. So healthy people aren't eating healthy because they're expecting to lose a certain amount of weight or expecting to get a six-pack within a certain amount of time. They're just healthy because that's who they are. And so becoming that person happens first, then the results come. By the time the results come, shoot, I won't even care about it as much, because I'm already that person mentally. So the results are cool, they're gonna come, and the time it takes, they'll take. But once you become that person, then it's easy to just stick to it. You slip up once, all right, well, I'm already the leanest version of myself mentally. So even me overeating a day, even 2 days, it doesn't change the fact that, well, I know the rest of this month I'm gonna be on point because I've already made the decision. So bad days impact you a lot less once your whole mentality changes. So this is what I want y'all to do. The easiest way to start this is, first of all, track your next 3 days. Don't change anything. Track your calories for the next 3 days. Find out what is the highest calorie event of your day. So I want you to treat calories like it's money, okay? So if you have a really high calorie meal or you have a really high calorie time of day, you need to treat that like you're wasting a lot of money. So give an example of like there's those really big Twix bars or Crunch bars, whatever they are, right? They come like in a 2-pack or something where it's like 500 calories for that bar. You need to look at that and say, dang, what else could I get for $500? 500 calories, $500. What else could I get for that? Because you'll realize why you're so hungry if you're wasting 500 calories on ice cream or on a Twix bar. That 500 calories could be a whole meal to fill you up with fiber and nutritious foods that still taste good, but you're wasting it on a quick dopamine hit. So find what that is for you over the next 3 days. Find it. Don't switch your diet. Just eat as you normally would and figure out what that is for you. Comment it down below and let's make that change. Okay, lock in, y'all.